Start streaming! Are you sure you want to start streaming the live event? Okay. Our event is starting. ... Okay, I'm live, possibly. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. I am your host Cumulative, and we are doing day 6 on normal with Drew Hayabusa and the Eclipse Scythe. I have the poll up in the description for next week's weapon. Well, not really weapon. All of Ryu's weapons have been used so far. So, what is on the poll are actually the remaining characters, the kunoichi, Momiji, Ayane, and Kasumi. So we have 1 week to vote on which one of them will take part in days 7 and 8. I've actually forgotten what happened in the story, because when I completed the story on normal... I'm breathing into the mic again. When I completed the story on normal, I had gone straight to chapter challenge and online battles. And once I pretty much didn't go back to story mode. I actually did start story mode on hard. And I died so much that I forgot what happened in the story by the time I got to the next segment of it. Scythe. Eclipse Scythe. All the weapons I have are maxed out. Is this? Okay, yeah. It almost doesn't look like the Eclipse Scythe when he's standing still. But yeah, you can see the serrated blade on the back there. The weapon actually changes shape as you upgrade it. And I don't know, if I do a more dedicated Let's Play, if I get a lot better at this game, then I might do a more dedicated Let's Play of the Master Ninja difficulty in story mode. Because it starts you right over from scratch. The Eclipse Scythe has a little bit of the same problem that the Lunar Staff does, in that it'll very often just straight up dismantle enemies. Before you can land a finishing obliteration move on them. Is that all of them? Seem to be. Oh, until more show up. Oh, you can just hit... Okay. One thing I didn't realize, you don't have to hit L to aim and then ZR to shoot. You could just hit ZR to fire an arrow off. Just bang like that. Oh, it's one of those experimental creatures. More of them. One good thing about the Scythe is that it has the same evasive move that the claws do. Actually, that move is not a claw exclusive. It's just a really good move that I learned while using the claws. It's light, light, and then move the stick, and then light, 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 light. Just a nice, really long combo, but since the staff seems to have an easier time at breaking certain kinds of guards. Seems to handle these a lot better than the claws would. These guys you want to hit until they do that, and then counter, steel on bone finisher. Well, not counter. Counter is an actual named move. I want to go there. Up. Let those guys fall down. Scythe's, what is it called? Ultimate technique. Isn't particularly impressive, but it is powerful. Sending out an earthquake-like shockwave that, again, dismantles foes. This, I have to shoot one of those. It's actually kind of rare that you'd obliterate those guys because they usually lose their temper and then you'd end up steel on bone. But here's the second one in a row. These guys are just very dodgy in general. Maybe if I keep giving them too much credit like this, they'll just stand there and die for me. Climb, 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 climb. Probably the game with the most intense climbing outside of Monster Hunter. I believe I have to jump at the edge of this. We've got these dragon's lair-like sequences here, which I found pretty fun when they're placed well. I would say, like, ideally, if I were to make a game like this, I would say give the player about half a second to guess what to do, and if they guess, they get a bonus. Another half second to tell them what to do, and then if they don't get either of those, then do what you would do normally. Whether it means kill them or give them a penalty or whatever. Or just a lack of a bonus. Magic. Ninja magic. Yeah, demon magic. Oh, gotta hate when you can't see your character. There we go. Been trying to land one of those this entire fight. Is that all of them? Oh, it is all of them. I was waiting for that score to pop up. Should use my Nimbo to restore my health. Very dodgy enemies here. I think one of the things that I learned in multiplayer was that to defeat a very dodgy enemy, or at least to stop them a little bit, you want to throw your shuriken. That's what your shuriken are for. A lot of my friends, when they introduced me to this game, said, you don't want to use your shuriken because they deal no damage, and they're basically useless. But, I mean, you'd think they would have taken them out of the third game if they actually were useless, like by the time they got round to the third game. But no, they actually stun your opponent. I don't think they can be blocked. I used that too early. So now there's this to deal with! One of the best ways to avoid getting hit by something you're almost going to get hit with is land one of those, land an obliteration or a steel on bone. If you're devoted to a combo, it seems like obliterations or steel on bone attacks will override anything else. Used a heavy attack for that. Oh, it's trying to dodge. Magic. There we go. When you see that blue glow, you have to stop what you're doing. Make sure Ryu ends his combo and goes to a neutral position, and then hit the heavy attack button for a finishing move. Otherwise, you'll just keep landing just attack after attack and just taking away bits of HP. I don't know if you can actually kill him, but he's there, open for a finishing move. You might as well try and go for it. And he gives you a lot of time for it too. Hey, Chase. One thing that I've learned over the course of playing this game is that I can only check the chat between fights, but at the same time, because of that, I have to remember to check the chat between fights so I don't miss anything you guys are saying. Take out that demon first, or the big one. I don't even consider these little ones demons anymore. They're just goblins, I guess. They look really weird. I mean, if I saw one of these things in real life, I'd probably be pretty scared. Something that looks like it's missing its limbs and its middle. And again, if I were in such a situation that I would see these things, I'd probably at least have a bow and arrow, if not a rifle. Maybe just a handgun. Let's see, are there any golden scarabs around here? I'm not seeing any little gold shinies anywhere. I think I remember where the gold skull is for this area. Or, not the gold skull, the crystal skull. What I used to do to disrupt my opponent's guard was to dodge into them, because that trips them up a bit. These guys, it's hard to tell if you've cut off a limb or not. Like you have to look for that big green splash when you're comboing them. Stop and then finish them off. Like there. There was that big green splash. And the second big green splash means they're dead. Open up with some magic. If only I could fly that steel on bone into the boss there, into that mini boss. Oh, he doesn't have a counter. Can't seem to do that move on him either. Oh, I can do a counterattack on him. Wonder if I could just do... Nope. I was hoping I could fly into him with the, Why can't I use that move on him? I guess I just straight up killed him. So yeah, you can just reduce their HP when they fall like that. Seems like you might have to get into a particular position to do the obliteration on those guys, on those mini-bosses. Jump. It's not even a plane jump, you have to do a forward jump when you see that happen. If you do a plane jump, you'll actually take damage. There's more alchemists. Higher rank alchemists, too. Thankfully, I've got higher rank Scythe skills that allow me to actually combo my heavy attacks a little better. Light hit would have finished me. Jump and assassinate. At least I don't have to deal with 3 alchemists. Light sweeping attacks with these guys. Long combo works alright when facing multiples of these guys. Provided you're facing the right way. Magic works on them too. here I don't know what to do. There. That's what I was trying to do this whole time. And there's another one. At least he's vulnerable to arrows. That was a throw. I was supposed to dodge forward into that. One thing that I really appreciate about these games, about character action games, and I probably mentioned this already, is that it's very rare that the enemy is just given a like, unlike a lot of arcade games, where enemies are given a very long invincibility period, and you have to wait for that invincibility period to run out. The enemy, please. These guys you can attack just about any time with any method you want. Except in Ninja Gaiden's case, where there are enemies that are invulnerable to certain projectiles. And they do have some invincibility timers, but for the most part, you could attack them with whatever weapon you want, be it Scythe or Dragon Sword or Jinranmaru. And you don't have to wait for them to, like, it's probably best for you to wait for them to be open, but yeah, you can still deal a little damage to them while they're in the middle of their attacks. There we go. There's a bird somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. It's not even one that I have to fight through to get at. That was unusual. That wasn't a steel on bone, that was just a dismemberment. That was just a cut off his arm. Alright, you probably heard and saw the crystal skull at the beginning of this area. It's one of those that you have to sort of ignore until the last possible moment. Where it is underneath here. I think. Yeah, there it is. wonder if there was ever a whip-like weapon in Ninja Gaiden. Probably not. Whips are, like, even in video game knowledge, as cool and fun as whips are to use. A lot of people who like to get technical with their weapons will remind you that whips are not a weapon for fighting with. They're really just a torture implement, a glorified torture implement. They're meant for causing pain more than damage. I mean, which works perfectly fine in the Bayonetta universe, but not so much in Ninja Gaiden. As weird as it seems to be talking about realism in Ninja Gaiden. Who knows, they might end up incorporating a whip of some sort into Ninja Gaiden 4 or something. Or they might have done so in that weird cel-shaded zombie game. That one outsourced Ninja Gaiden. Maxed out weapon, that means 4 instant kills. Oh, and 2 S ranks too. Alright, next is the boss, isn't it? No, next are these guys. The Hayabusa village spies. With a slightly less rude tone of speech. I want to say that those wizards, every time they teleport, they risk getting instantly killed from a stray heavy attack press. But I'm not so sure now. So it certainly counts as a throw in their favor, as it was just demonstrated. And they're as fragile as any other mage. Now is the boss. Hey! Maybe. Nope, not immune to, or not vulnerable to arrows, as I thought. Shuriken? Nope, not those either. I think this boss might require Ryu to make the first move. There's not much of a, when I dodge her moves, she usually ends up much farther away. Oh, that's nice, though. If they hover in the air, you can use your light heavy to pop up right next to them. So block, dodge, then counter perhaps. This one seems to have slightly lower attack power than other bosses. I've got to remember to try the flying swallow ability when she does that. And I have to be facing her to do that too. Nope. Missed. This didn't miss though. Yeah, this boss requires for you to make the first move in the combos, rather than counter, rather than dodge and riposte. Glad I was able to actually complete one of these crystal skulls on stream. Here's have a bonus set of regular monsters for you. I've always guessed that the 3D Ninja Gaiden games were just someone in the someone in a staff meeting was just like, what would happen if we made a Dynasty Warriors game where the enemies actually fought back? And here it is. It's basically like, because a lot of the time during back when the city had a local gaming guild, there was always just those two people that sat off in the corner playing Dynasty Warriors, some sort of Dynasty or Samurai Warriors or Warriors Orochi game, and a lot of people just sort of writing them off because it was just like people lining up to get killed, at least on the difficulties that they played there. Hey, another gold scarab. And here's where the Kusarigama gets unlocked. Maybe I should have held off on putting up the poll. Maybe I'll use the Kusarigama in the online ninja fights. Still not sure of the timing on the counterattack. I wish they would teach you about that. As you can tell, this character model here is supposed to be some sort of mimicry of Ryu and all the weapons at his disposal. It's a good way to learn about some techniques, although it's really painful if he hits you with an Izuna drop. 1, 2, 3, and that. 1, 2, 3, and heavy attack in the air is your Izuna drop. He uses the flying swallow there. He'll even use your charge attacks. That might have turned this run into a loss. I'm hoping that if I just hit him with my long combo, that'll be enough to at least activate magic. Although I think he's wised up to it. Yeah, he's wised up to it. Oh, was that my favor? I think it was. It was. It healed me. Gotta remember to keep an eye out for those. One, 2, 3. Easy to drop. Not easy to drop. That's actually really surprising. They don't normally let you steal on bone. That's an easy to drop. They don't let you do these powerful things against bosses. And again, bosses aren't you. Normally. Alright, so the Y button counterattack works on this guy. X button not so much. I needed that. There we go. He can throw his scythe? Why didn't I do that yet? Actually, my scythe is maxed out. I should be able to throw it. Oh, he did it to me. I was hoping I could steal on bone that as well. That I'm going to have to look at on the replay. Did I just bring him from full health to nothing? And if so, how? In any case, let's move on to the next day. Change chapter. Let's see, Day 6 Ayane also has a really annoying final boss. On we go, though. At least in this game, when you're running low on health, it sounds a heart noise. It's better than Zelda games where it's a loud beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I guess. I've played a couple of games where there's no indication, well, there is one indication that you're low on health, but they don't really tell you about it. Like, they don't really go out of their way to make sure you know you're running low on health. Actually, the only one that comes to mind right now is World of Warcraft, because that one is, if you're playing that after playing, like, if you played a whole bunch of games and then you decide to get into World of Warcraft or something, then you'll find yourself suddenly dying for no reason. And it's because there isn't any sort of warning. There isn't any sort of low health warning when you're just playing the game, and that's because there isn't really much of a penalty for dying either. 1, 2, 3, and easy to drop. Silver Scarab here. We've got archers. Can't charge the Y button, just the X button. Ninja sided, providing backup. It's a little bit frustrating that these guys' attacks will home in so well on you. Like, you'll see them wind up and then throw a punch, and you'll think, okay, they're committed to their combo now, so I can dodge across them. You dodge across them, they immediately turn around and hit you with a spinning kick or something. Or some other move that they would have to have committed to in one direction, and then just spontaneously change direction in the middle of it. Then you've got Ryu swinging his scythe in completely the wrong direction sometimes. If I want to go after that guy and hit the X button to finish him off to obliterate him, but instead I just land a heavy attack on the guy at full health. They should probably, Team Ninja that is, should probably look into better figuring out when the player is trying to land like a steel on bone or an obliteration attack, and there are other options nearby to determine whether the player actually wants to land that steel on bone or obliteration, or whether they want to start a heavy combo with their weapon. Because every time it happens, that the game automatically chooses the wrong thing for me. I mean, I appreciate that you will, like, if you're standing and you just hit an attack button without a direction, you will automatically turn towards a target. It may not be the nearest target, it may not be the best target, but he'll turn towards a target before attacking. He won't attack thin air. But still, that system could use some more R&D poured into it. Not targeting the dude with the shield would be just prime. That's probably the worst aspect of this game, is that you aim a bow and arrow, and you will target a guy with a shield, when there's like 3 or 4 other much more valid targets. Unless that shield has some kind of magical aggro attracting properties. In most situations, Ryu is smarter than that. Or in this case, it would be Ayane. She's the one who takes part in this mission in the story mode. Yeah, there, I used a light attack, and it sent away his shield, it knocked away his shield. It's weird, sometimes light attacks count as heavy attacks, but in the case of like alchemist shields, it doesn't. It's very much something you have to get sort of a feel for. Hey, Kalin. I never actually learned how to pronounce your name. Kalin? Callan in the chat. You made it! Magic. One nice little detail is if he's holding his weapon out and you stand still for a bit, he'll shake the blood off of it before resheathing it. Oh, Pixie works as well. I'll try to remember to call you Pixie then. Alright, here, I believe there is a secret, which I will get into. Let's take care of these guys. Those airplane rods deflect arrows. Is that all of them? Okay, that's all of them. Oh, it's not a secret, it's mandatory. Okay. So I have to get up there. By running along this wall, then that wall, then that. And then... I think... Oh no, wait, there is possibly a secret. It's so satisfying that that the battle system in this game is basically based on your enemies losing their temper and you taking advantage of it. I want to say it's like trolling, but it's kind of totally their fault. Like them trolling themselves. Okay, maybe there isn't a secret here. Huh. Or maybe it was something that you can only collect. Whoa! Yep, I'm supposed to run along that wall. Is there anything down there? That's just a way backwards. Alright. Oh, I can use magic. Let's use some magic. Difficulties fighting in cramped quarters with these huge monsters. Can't pop these monsters up into the air either. Have to rely on them. Oh, got one's arm off. That's one. That's two. Should be three. There's still more, though. Oh, no, there isn't. There's the score. And is that... No, that's just a light source. Oh, and I want to head towards the light source. Okay. Oh, there's archers that can block arrows. Oh, but they take one hit from a scythe. No armor at all there. That guy's kicking the wall there. Can't cancel this. Oh, but that's totally fine. Caught in a grab. Guy's good at backing himself up. I wasn't sure I was going to survive that. I thought the super attack would save me, but they died before I could use it. Let's use meditation to regain some of my maximum health. There's not enough ninpo there that even if there were a bird, would it be worth holding on to? That is one very weak demon, just sort of keeled over. One of the very few enemies that doesn't panic and lose their temper. What happened to your laptop, Pixie? Oh, wait. I don't want to miss that bird. The save falcon. Some kind of healing ninpo attached to it. It's like a messenger pigeon, but instead of a scroll with a message on it, it's got like healing ninpo. I really like that if you're fighting against any sort of ranged attacker, one arrow will usually be enough to take them out. Especially when you're fighting against like 5 or 6 of these guys in melee combat, you really can't afford to spend the attention span on landing multiple arrows on archers. Unless they refine that a bit. Unless they refined range combat. I mean, they already give you a couple of ranged weapons. You've got your shuriken, you've got your exploding arrows. Oh, I guess shuriken aren't really ranged as much as something to help you out in melee combat. Oh, and of course you've got your Nimbo. These guys we had to fight as a boss in the previous Ayane stage. I think they have slightly lower health bars here, but they are no less annoying. Is there another bird? There does not seem to be another bird. S bonus. It's always a little surprising to see an S rank in health and time. Am I missing golden scarabs? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, my first laptop was kind of the same way. It was not a gaming laptop in any way. It was an office laptop, and at the time, the idea of if you're buying a computer, you have to specify that it's a gaming computer to have the stores give you enough RAM, particularly VRAM, or for the stores to specify a computer with enough VRAM. Otherwise, they'll give you whatever thing is on special. Or whatever's the most expensive if they think they can sell it on you. So there was one instance where I'd rather he tried the steal on bone attack rather than the obliteration. I wonder if he'll ignore injured opponents in the process of taking out a bunch of them in a steel on bone, since he could just obliterate the injured one. Oh, bird. Totally didn't notice that. Alright. Are there any ninja skills I'm missing? I think there's one... Oh, no, I'm maxed out on health so far. I need to find the scarabs for health level 4 and 5. And there's Sarigama level 2 and 3, which I will check out later. Alright, onward. Now the big fight. It feels like, for the enemy designs in this game, they took all of Ryu's weapons and said, what sort of monster would fit this weapon best? What sort of enemy would fit this weapon best? And designed a monster around the weapon. Designed a demon or a ninja or a soldier around the weapon. Because every enemy you fight other than the T-Rex boss and the ninja dogs are humanoid. Demons are mostly humanoid. I mean, there's there's the winged dragons, but they're humanoid figures with dragon wings. I'm really enjoying all the steel on bone opportunities they're giving me here. I want to say, like, I want to abbreviate it, but it abbreviates to SOB, and it just kind of reminds me of, like, if you've ever played Breath of Fire 5, they had the SOL system, where if you were SOL, you could start the game over, and I never really figured out what SOL stood for, but I'm pretty sure they didn't mean it as to what the English acronym stands for. But yeah, Steel on Bone is when an enemy attempts a grab or some sort of special move, and you hit them with a heavy attack just before that move lands. And the indicator that they're going to try that special move is a red and black flash around their hands or around their body, like that. Here they are. 3 of those prototype gods. Best way to take these guys out is basically to steel on bone their arms. It seems like once they lose a certain amount of health, they'll just cut their arms off as a matter of course. And now Ryu's attacking nothing. Oh wow, 2 of them are down already. Ah! At least I start at the beginning of this fight. I don't know why I'm trying the air combo on this. I should be trying the dodgy combo. I don't even remember how I took these characters out the first time. With Ayane, Ayane's dodgy combo is really good. Scythe dodgy combo, not so much. Not as dodgy. Certainly still, it's as mobile as the others, just the moves don't count as dodges for the purpose of avoiding sweeping attacks. There's the meaty arms gone. They can swap between 3 sets of arms. There's those meaty arms there that cause earthquakes. There's the snaky arms that spit poison. And there's some relatively normal arms, which I'm not really sure what makes them so special. There was a way to lock onto one of these characters at a time. I think it's the R button. That's one of them down. No, that's two of them down. I don't even notice when I take the first one down. And that's all of them. That was day 6 Ayane. Every time I fought those bosses, it seemed like a pretty close fight. 22 minutes. That's a lot faster than I thought it would be. So yeah, I've got the poll for days 7 and 8 up in the video description. Yeah, I've been streaming for about an hour, still over an hour, so I'm still a bit slow on this. But faster than last week, though. Thanks for joining me. Leave any comments in the comment section, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.